After I display or demo each functionality, I'll kind of have a brief pause to allow anybody to um, have a question. I don't know if y'all are all going to have questions, so maybe we can do like the raised hand little option at the top of your screen if you have that when it comes time to do that, and we can kind of take everybody one at a time. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So one of the first things that I want to demo for you is our addresses. Right now, per usual, we don't see the map yet because we haven't entered in an origin or destination. I'm just going to change this one to border crossing, and I'm going to use an off-system address. And so when I enter this address, it appears that it's on system actually because it is on NM 528 in Rio Rancho. When I click validate and run, it is going to tell me that the address is found, but it is not on a state maintained road. Try another address or select an on system near road near the address. And this portion in blue is a hyperlink. So if you want to do that, then you would click on it. If you want to try another address, then you would enter a new address here. So at this point, I'd be able to click on this and you can see that it now says select an on system road. Jessica, can you add anybody else that comes in, please?
Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you. So we have drag map and select. So right now I can just drag the map. Once I click select, I can make a selection. You'll see that this is the Google layer map. It is in map mode. You can change it to satellite. You can change it back to map. My blue balloon is the location of the address. So you'll notice it's an on-system address, but the blue balloon is located over 30 feet from the on-system segments. So the system is recognizing it as an off-system address. And typically in y'all's system in production, because we're not using Google or the Google geocoder, if you would use an on-system address like this, it would plop you at a road segment on its own, excuse me, on system. But now that the geocoder is being used, it is using the location that Google plots for an address. And so because this plot is over 30 feet from the on system, I'm having to manually select where I want to end or start my trip. So at this point, the person would see, okay, this is where I'm going. This is the most viable selection. And you'll see it changed from address to lat long, and it auto-filled your lat long for you. You would click validate and run, and then you would see your map. Zoom into your origin, and it is going to the lat long that you selected. So this is all just, it's not a big difference. It's just a little bit different because of how the geocoder with Google Maps works to locate addresses. I did want to also give an example of, okay, if you're using an on-system address and it's bringing you somewhere you're not expecting, that's not going to be a thing that ProMiles can edit. Like typically in the past, we've received some calls about things like this, and it may be that a road name is wrong or something. This will now be an issue usually through Google. So I just wanted to do a quick little demo of how to submit a change request for them. If you're looking at the Century Sign Builders, and you're like, okay, this actually should have shown up over here. We're just imagining right now. You would have the ability to click suggest and edit once you've clicked on the company. When you click suggest and edit, you would click right here where it has the little balloon and the address. And when it pops up, you have the option to edit the map location. And this is just a suggestion. Google may or may not accept it. They'll try to validate it on their end first, but you have the option to move something if you think the driveway for it needs to be closer to the road and maybe be accepted at that point. But again, this is just a suggestion to Google. They will validate anything you send to them. If not, there's always a way to work around that in our system just by using the lat long function. And that was kind of a lot. Does anybody have any questions about that right now? Nope. Okay, so this is your Google map now. You have your map. You can turn on the terrain. You can turn it off. You can change it to satellite view, and that may help you in locating some places in downtown areas. I prefer the map myself. And then also, you used to have a click on Google Map option at the top of your map. You did not lose that. It is no longer showing up here, but now you would use that by clicking this Google word here in the bottom left corner of your map. And it'll bring you to the same zoom that you had in here. You also can get down on Street View by grabbing the pegman and dropping him if you need to see a little bit more to help you locate their route. Okay. All right. So if there are no questions, let me make sure there's no hands raised. I don't see any. We'll go on to the next demonstration is going to be an off-system intersection. So previously, when y'all use off-system intersections, you may receive a route failure. So we're going to use off-system roads, 8th Street and Mahone Drive. When we click go, it's going to actually find that intersection for us. Even though it is off system, even though we can't route off system, it's going to find it for us and it'll put a balloon there. If there's multiple, it may be more zoomed out. You may have more balloons in different cities if there's same road intersection names in other cities. But at this point, I would click on my balloon and it's going to provide me with a pop-up that says this junction is not on a state maintained road. Please enter a new junction or select an on-system road. You would click OK. It changes from intersection to lat long for you. You would need to use your select button and kind of figure out, okay, do I want to come in from over here or down here? So I'm going to click here on the green highlight because that is the only place they can travel. Click validate and run. And now my new start position is here, my new origin. Does anybody have any questions about this? Okay. Okay, another new feature. These are small features, but they do help in just routing and kind of make things a little bit more easier and user friendly. So we're really excited for these small but easy changes. We're going to show the function of using an off-system lat long. So if I wanted to place my origin using find lat long on the off system, we'll find a road down here. When you zoom in, click select. Notice there's no green highlight here. This road is not part of the on system. And so when we click it, it'll give us a pop-up that says the lat long point you selected is not on a state maintained road. Please click on a highlighted green road of the map. So you would X out of this and you would do exactly what it told you to do. Click on the green map. And I believe previously this was also causing route failures. Now it's just instructing them to click somewhere else. Now that's where our route starts. Any questions about this one? All right. Okay, so the next one we want to show you is via points. So previously, when y'all used via points, you couldn't see your origin or destination on the map. Also, you couldn't see restrictions on the map. And I'm sorry, previously. This is what's happening in prod currently. So now when you add via points, you're going to be able to see all of those things, which will really help you in determining what way you would like to go. So before, like, you couldn't see restrictions, so you may not realize you're putting a via point somewhere that's restricted. So let's try placing one here. And so where's, and see, zooming out to be able to see where the destination is. Okay, I'll put one on this road too. Click done, validate and run. And you can still see where your via points are at once you've validated and ran your permit. So now it is honoring those via points to get to the destination. So these are all great things that are definitely going to help with ease in routing. Are there any questions about these via points? Awesome. Okay, so that's really all that we had to show you guys. I know it's not a ton of changes and nothing super major aside from the actual map. I know y'all are stoked to have the map now. Really just want to remind y'all, as far as the addresses go, that is probably where you're going to see a lot of changes, routes that maybe you received before, you may now not be getting because that address is no longer being viewed as on system and you have to make that change to select the nearby. Again, that is just because Google is is the one doing the geocoding and providing the plot locations of the addresses. Are there any other overall questions about anything that we discussed today or anything that you're concerned about?
I think there's one
Yeah,
hand
it looks like
raised.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was just wondering, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I was just wondering what the top is
The top what?
on the top right of the map.
This?
Yeah, no, where it says on system and restriction.
Yes. Okay, so this is just like your key. You can actually turn these layers off. So you can turn off your on system, you can turn off your restrictions, but they will always be by default checked on.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I just wanted to know what that did.
Yeah. And there is this button here also that it does expand your map. So if you want to see it in a full screen mode, you can. There's not a ton of, you can't like apply changes to the route when it's in this view, but if you're just overviewing it, it is a helpful one. And then you can just click it again to minimize it.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
I just want to say, if you guys do have questions, please, this is the time to ask. I know Pro Miles, myself will be there if you guys have questions or, anything comes up once we make the change, but please, if you definitely have questions, unsure if we need to run through another example again, please don't be shy. Please let us know.
Okay, I do see two hands raised. Clifford?
Yeah, so we used to be able to use the drag route option, which kind of works similar to the via points. Is that option still available to use?
Yes, it is still available. It will work a little differently, just as far as view wise. So you see that it has this black dot as I'm moving my mouse down the screen. If I want to move that, I need to click the dot and then move my mouse and drag it. And you'll see how that just turned red because that's where it got moved to.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you decide one, you would click it there. It adds a via point. So let me remove my via points 2 and 3 because that's going to make the route really funky. We'll click validate and run, and it's now following that.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Yvette, did you also have a question?
Mine was on the drag route too, so
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay, well, this call is recorded. Leslie will get this to you in case there was anybody that was unable to attend the call today that may need to see this before the move is scheduled. So, and we'll get with you later on what's left, okay?
Awesome. Thank you, GIS team. I appreciate you.
Oh, hold on, one more hand. Clifford?
So, when carriers are doing a permit for themselves, I remember previously you were showing us like if they put in a Latin long coordinates and it wasn't on a state maintained road and you got that pop up, is it also going to be giving the carriers that pop up, notifying them that that particular origin doesn't lie on a state maintained road?
Yes, yes. So all the functions that I showed you today as a state user, those will work the same as a customer.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. Anything else? These are good questions, guys. Okay. Well, if that's all, we'll get this call to you, Leslie, and I appreciate all of y'all taking the time out to join us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.